What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between? This is me again, your boy. And yeah, it's been quite a while since we've seen each other, I know. But hey, I'm back. So here we are. So, Wuthering Heights. Yeah, I was actually able to see this. I was actually able to watch this 2 nights ago on Valentine's. I watched it with Luis. And yeah, I just wasn't able to make a review then because I came home very late and I was very tired and I had to go to an org event the very next morning. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just sleep and let this movie sink into my brain. And yeah, so here we are. 2 days later, movie is still here. It's still here. It's settled in my brain. So yeah, it sat with me. So here we go. So, Wuthering Heights is the Valentine's movie of 2026, starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, and is written and directed by Emerald Fennell, the same person who gave us Saltburn and Promising Young Woman, and is also a very loose adaptation of the novel of the same name by Emily Bronte. This movie explores the intense and destructive relationship between Heathcliff, played by Elordi, and Catherine Earnshaw, played by Rob. So first things first, I found it appropriate to start off with my positives for this movie. So here we go. I think people will agree with me when I say that this is an absolutely gorgeous movie. The cinematography is mesmerizing. The colors, the framing, it's all beautifully shot by Linus Sandgren, the same VP of movies such as La La Land, No Time to Die, Babylon, and Saltburn, Emerald Fennell's last movie. And I can't wait to see what he does with Dune Part 3, considering he's going to be the DP of that movie. Because he did an absolutely tremendous job with this one. The sets and the costumes are utterly extravagant. They spared no expense. Breathtaking production value at display with this movie. Genuinely. When I go to see a movie, this is exactly what I want it to look like. Like you can see where they spent the money. You can see where the money went. It's absolutely cinematic and yeah, it was beautiful to look at. The music is also great. Charlie XX made uh, original songs for this movie. It's a whole album actually. Yeah, her album's great. I thought the music in this was really good. I think Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi are good in this movie. I don't think anyone was necessarily bad, but I think Jacob Elordi was the scene stealer for me and continues to prove that he is a rising star. But I'll get more into the cast later because I really want to mention a lot of things about that. I want to really dive into certain things about that aspect. But yeah, I'll come back to that later because that's pretty much where my praises end for this movie. Now, I never read the novel, so I won't really speak into how faithful or unfaithful this movie is to the source material. And I just say it how I see it. I don't know what the actual fuck was going on with these characters. This is a movie where our two leads are absolutely awful people doing awful things. And it tries to make us feel bad for them by the end, which was jarring as hell. This is an uneven movie in character work, in tone, and even at times in style. This movie bordered between softcore porn and a romance movie in the span of like 30-ish seconds at times. And it was vexing. Like there's a scene, I don't really want to give it too much away, but there's a scene where Margot Robbie's character was doing something very inappropriate and it was shot like it was shot so weirdly and then like 30 seconds later it becomes your tropey romance movie and I found it, like I said, very jarring. This is the that is the word I would use for this movie. Fucking jarring. It was also a movie where at times it was definitely leaning into some of the tropes of romance movies set in this period, but then it would do some weird shit to contrast those tropes. Now, I'm all for being novel and new and original, but just not in an incoherently messy way that this movie does. I would have just preferred if they just went full on tropey for this movie, because from what I heard, it's an absolutely loose adaptation anyway. I think I heard that this is absolutely unfaithful, so might as well just go all the way, just go tropey. I don't give a fuck. I feel like I would have preferred that. Now, circling back to the characters, I just really couldn't resonate at all with them. For the first 50 minutes, I was honestly on board with the movie. I was genuinely like, okay, I'm enjoying this so far. This is interesting. And then it just lost me when it became this weird red flag ass movie. And then they were trying to make us like these characters in certain moments. I was genuinely baffled. Like Saltburn was a movie filled with an awful main character, right? That was a very bad person that main lead was. But there was intention behind this character. Saltburn was a movie that never strayed away from what its characters were. It was focused. It knew exactly what its characters were. This one, they're just bad people that like and it was they were trying to make us feel sorry for these characters, and by the end I didn't feel sorry. I couldn't care less. I couldn't connect. Actions have consequences. You reap what you sow. That's what you get. Now, going back to the cast, I want to mention the casting. Now, I like I said, I never read the novel, so I really can't speak on Jacob Elordi's casting for Heathcliff. But from what I heard, it is whitewashing. So that's I'm gonna just stick to that. I'm gonna just let the internet do its thing with that. What I really want to speak about on the casting for this movie is Margot Robbie. When Margot Robbie finally like gets on screen, she finally makes her first appearance, right? And then yeah, throughout the entire movie too, she was acting so childish and rebellious and very immature to the point where I was genuinely thinking to myself, how old is her character supposed to be? Is she fucking playing a teenager? Funnily enough, after the movie ended, I searched it up and fucking hell, yeah, she's supposed to play a teenager. Her character's supposed to be like 18 or 19 in this fucking movie. This is where casting really comes into play. This is where casting is really important because it felt so out of place for me to see Margot Robbie playing this immature teenager. Margot Robbie, by the way, is in her 30s. So it felt so weird to me. It felt so out of place seeing her play this very immature character. Also, one that absolutely confused the fuck out of me was Hong Chow. Now she was good in this movie. She was good. Like I said, there was no one was really bad in this movie. She was good in the movie. But in the first portion of the film, they showed the characters as kids, right? They show these characters as kids, and it shows Hong Chow's character around their same age. Like she's a bit older, but you can clearly tell that she's still a kid. And then they flash forward, and I was so confused because Hong Chow is about a decade older than Margot Robbie. So I was so confused when I saw her. I was like, is she supposed to be playing the character we saw a while ago? Am I right? And yeah, I was right. She is the same character as that. So I was so confused. I was like, how old is she supposed to be? I'm gonna assume she's also supposed to be the same age of Margot, around the same age of Margot Robbie's character. Yeah, she's supposed to be playing like someone in her 20s. I'm gonna assume, considering Margot Robbie's character is supposed to be 19. So like that was so confusing for me. Like I really don't know what the hell went on with the casting for this movie. I don't know what the casting process was. I don't know what happened in that process, but very weird decisions, not just in casting but just overall in this movie. Like sure it could have been in the novel, but I never read the novel. I'm just watching the movie. So here we go. I really have nothing else to say about this movie. I feel like I've said everything I've had to say without spoilers. Yeah, I don't necessarily hate this movie, but that's like 95% because of the experience. I didn't hate the experience of watching this movie. You feel it. It makes you feel things. And Luis and I definitely had very visceral reactions in the cinemas watching this movie. So take that as you may. There are definitely things to love in this movie, for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna give Wuthering Heights a C. Yeah, I feel like this is the kind of movie that if you watch it with the right set of people, you're gonna have an absolute blast. Yeah, Yeah. So there you go, Wuthering Heights. If you have seen it or if you are planning to see it, tell me your thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue to support the channel because we really do need it. Wow, I keep on begging in these videos, huh? Well, can't blame me now, can you? So yeah, it has been your boy Dane, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that may be.